Hi, guys. Welcome back to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy, and I thought I would get this quickie video out there for you. I went to work today, tried to clock in, and it said I wasn't due for another 3 hours. So I came on back home and decided to share with you my Imperial Shuttle. Now, this Imperial Shuttle is actually a vintage Star Wars toy made by Kenner, and it was made in 1983 and given to me for Christmas by my brother Ron in 1984. And when my brother was talking about this, he got all excited. And the reason being is that he went in expecting to pay, top dollar for this. He knew I wanted this because I really like the scene where the where Darth Vader shows up on the Death Star, followed by the Emperor. Um, those are some of my favorite scenes in Return of the Jedi, and so he was determined to get this for me, and he got it at Sears, and it was marked with a pink sticker, meaning it was clearance, and it said $8. But I don't think 8 is what he paid. I think he said it was an extra 50% off. So he paid $4 for it. I'll have to double check with him, but I know he got it for a really, really fantastic price. Can you imagine getting this for 8 or even $4? That's just incredible. Anyway, that was quite a Christmas because my brother was broke, I was broke, my mom and dad were broke because dad had lost his business. And the only reason we had a Christmas tree is my dad volunteered to work the Christmas tree lot for the Kiwanis Club. And so in lieu of payment, they gave him a Christmas tree. But that was a little better than the year before, because the year before, the only reason we had a Christmas tree is my brother uh, went over to Kmart on Christmas Eve late at night or early in the morning and got a tree out of the garbage and brought it home and decorated it, spent all night decorating. When my parents woke up, there was the tree. It was like a Christmas miracle. But my brother got this for me, and I got to tell you, I was like yelling with enthusiasm when I unwrapped the paper from it. If I can, I'll show you what the box looked like. I had the box for a long, long time, and I think it finally got destroyed and tossed out. It just started getting really, I guess people call it shelf worn, but it looked pretty bad. So I think I threw it out. Um, these figures here, one is a Hasbro Darth Vader, and the other one is an AT-AT driver from Hasbro. And then these are unknown. But I can tell you where I got them. I bought these at the gift shop at Disneyland in Anaheim, California. When you come out of the Star Tours ride, they sort of corral you into going to the gift shop. It's kind of clever the way they did that because you're all hyped up from the ride, and then there's the gift shop. Anyway, they had like a plexiglass bins near the cash register that were filled with different figures. And I thought, well, these would work well with my uh, Hasbro or Kenner Stormtroopers. All I have to do is, I don't know why they painted the tops gray like that. Now, I tried to find some information on them. They are marked on the foot, but I couldn't quite see what it said other than it's got a date and says made in China. Can you see that? Yeah, it's got a date, and it doesn't really reveal who made these. But again, I got these at the gift shop at Disneyland in California. And I've got more of these someplace because I think at one point I had like 12 of them or maybe more. Because every time I went to Disneyland, I would buy these. I'd pick up two or three. Um, but I found this shuttle in a box by itself, with the exception of a baggie with these figures, and I'm not quite sure. This one is missing his lightsaber, and it looks like he's missing something that goes on his chest that has hoses that hook up to his helmet. That looks like it's missing. Can you see what it says, guys? I can't see it. Before I started this video, I was vigorously cleaning my glasses lens, and then I realized I was cleaning the left lens, and I can't see out of my left eye. So it's like, well, that was kind of pointless. Well, I got to get back to work, guys. What time is it? I have to be there at 2, so I should probably get ready. Um, it's been super busy at work, and they had to call an ambulance for me because I kind of fainted. Um, I didn't tell them what the problem was because I knew they would send me to the hospital. But they called the paramedics, and I had 6 of them hovering over me. And all these girls came running over because they wanted to see the handsome paramedics. I guess I didn't know this, but I guess women are very excited by those guys because they sure as heck didn't come to see if I was okay. I mean, I guess some of them did, but most of them came to ogle the paramedics. Um, I look like Santa Claus, so not a lot of. I don't have a lot of groupies. Although yesterday, guys, I came out of the store after work, and this girl came up. She said, I'm so sorry to bother you. I know you just got off work, uh, but I was wondering if I could take a selfie with you." And she said, "You look just like Santa Claus, and I thought it would be fun to get a selfie." I said, "Oh, sure, that's fine." So there's my first selfie of the season. I should have asked her to see what the picture looked like. I didn't think of that. Anyway, so there's my vintage Imperial shuttle. When I opened this up out of the box, I was frightened because the canopy over the uh, pilot's compartment was missing. The center wing was missing. And there was a. Here, let me move these guys so I can move this. The second half of the ramp here, see that, was missing. And there's a piece that covers up the side here. This is for the interior of the shuttle. I'll show you that. Now they did remake this. I don't know what the new ones look like, and I think it also came with sound effects. So let's put this back. But as I dug through all the papers that were in the box, I found each piece, so that was a relief to be able to find those. But it's quite a large toy. I remember in 1983, I think it was after Christmas, I saw a kid in his front yard and gleefully playing with his space shuttle or his Imperial shuttle, and he was waving it back and forth. And as I drove by, he waved to me and I waved back. And I could relate to that little kid because I loved running outside after Christmas and playing with my new Christmas thing. Although I got some weird Christmas presents that you couldn't really play in the yard with, like, one year I got a microscope, and then another year I got a telescope. It was a real little one. It's not like one of those big ones. Um, and then another year I got a lamp. It sounds sort of pathetic for me to carry it. There's people in this world who have no Christmas. And it seems kind of gross and offensive for me to whine about, well, I didn't get that when I was a boy. Well, so what? There's a lot of kids who have parents that beat them up and don't feed them, and you name it. So I was blessed, and I shouldn't go on so much about, well, I never had that when I was a boy. See, the reason why I became so hypersensitive about it is all the kids in my neighborhood, they all got the toys that I longed for. And so I constantly was in a state of jealousy. Um, I'm glad to say I'm sort of over that, but I have seen some pictures of collections that people have that I get a little jealous. Uh, but let me show you some pictures before I say goodbye. Here's the scene where the Imperial shuttle shows up, and just prior to the Royal Guards coming out. Or is this the scene where Darth Vader shows up? Anyway, it's a very similar scene. And my goal is to recreate this. So I have about 50 stormtroopers, and I have 30 snow troopers, and a dozen biker scouts, and I have uh, Death Star officers and other Imperial officers, so I can recreate the scene in a diorama form. And this is my favorite character in Return of the Jedi. Soon the pathetic rebellion shall be crushed. Iggy doesn't do the bad guy too good. Okay. But let me show you a guy who put out a book about his vintage collection of Star Wars. His name, I think, was Steven Sansweet. Is that right? Yes. And this is a Tomart's price guide to Star Wars. So this book has all the toys, but it also has other items like sheets and comforters and pajamas and you name it, it's in here. And posters and trading cards and advertising and everything. So if you're a vintage Star Wars collector, and the reason I dug this out is because this is my only remaining vintage Star Wars vehicle that's left. I sold all my other ones. Well, except for the Millennium Falcon I gave to a guy that I worked with. I had a picture of what the box looked like for the Imperial shuttle, and now I don't see it. Is it here? Over here? No. Anyway, if you're into vintage Star Wars, I would recommend this book because, yeah, see, it even has displays. Remember, I think it was Burger King that had the glasses. I had some of those glasses. One of them I sold, and the others, uh, I think one of the others broke. I think it was the Emperor, which really disappointed me. This is hard to do because the book wants to close on me. What I'm looking for is the box for the Imperial shuttle. Um, like I said, I kept it in very good shape for the long. There it is. There you go. And I had that box for a long time, and then ended up it got wrecked in a sandstorm in Victorville, California. I had it in a locked locker above my car in the garage, and the sand came in and just pretty much sandblasted the box. So it got beat up pretty bad. Anyway, if you're interested in vintage Star Wars, then this might be a handy dandy guidebook to have. And this is the I'm not sure. You can tell that this is for space travel because you see it's pretty airtight there. Anyway, guys, it's so big I had to film it at this weird angle like this. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the vintage Star Wars Imperial Shuttle. And I don't know what I'm going to do next. Oh, I got to get to work. But I was thinking maybe I would do uh, some GI Joes, although I said that in my last video, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll see. Okay, guys, take care. Thank you for enlisting in the Iggy Army, and thank you for getting Iggy with it. This is your host, Iggy, saying thank you, take care, and I'll see you soon.